Well, I was talking about final answer, and then my phone crashed. Sitting in the sun, I guess it was a little too hot. Or, as Amy likes to say, maybe it got sick of me rambling on. But, final answer, I think he went around 2-2, 2-3 today, something like that. Needs a couple more starts, obviously. Jared's got to hang him up a little different. He is running in. So I remember when he was a 2-year-old, he wore a rollerbird, a Murphy blind on the inside. He's a Yankee glide. His knees were bothering him. We had them injected, but that right hind is the one that bothered him. So those fast miles obviously can scare the horses sometimes that have injured themselves. They're a little tender on it also. So he came out of the schooler great by all accounts. He looked fine. I saw him before I left. The horse was sharp as a tack. I think it's just a matter of making some minor equipment tweaks, and then we'll school him again next Tuesday. But it looks like final answer is back. Now you can never say certainly he's back. All right, relax. You can never say certainly he's back when he has those injuries, because you never know if they'll ever resurface. But as of today, it certainly didn't look to me like there was any issues with final answer. Very happy with him. There's a horse that wanted to do his work so bad at 2, and then always seemed to be off. We brought him back at 3, again off. Found a few little holes in him, tiny tear in the back leg. Tons of time we gave him. We did it right. I'm hoping this horse comes around good. So final answer is back now. He'll school again next Tuesday. And then watch Ev. Every time James goes to them, he wins the schooler, he looks great. James says, why don't you just stop with him for the year? I almost punched him today. Why don't you stop with him for the year? Why don't we just race him a couple of times at Mohawk, show me he's the horse that you told me he was, and then I'll gladly stop with him. But I'm not going to have 3 crappy, mediocre lines on him from Kawartha Downs and then stop with him because you think it might be nice. Whoa! Because you think it might be nice? Come on. There's nothing wrong with... There you go. There's nothing wrong with a little work on bottle duty also. You're going to hold that. Get that hand up there. Get that hand up there. There you go. Old Addy. Just learned how to hold a bottle. Yeah, I have no interest in just schooling him in like 57, 58 and then saying, geez, he was good, let's shut him down. No. I want to race him a couple of times. The horse fits the Autumn Series, non-winners and nothing. He fits the races at Mohawk. And now, I haven't sat behind him in quite a while, but every time James goes with him, he tells me how good he is and then follows it up with, let's shut him down. No, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to plan on racing the horse 2 or 3 times, and then we'll shut him down. I don't subscribe to he's really good today, shut him down. I don't know, it makes it's an oxymoron to me. Now, Spirit of Dio, really good last night. Let's shut her down. Okay, she made $35,000. She went in 56. She's got nothing to prove and nowhere other races to go in. Okay, let's shut her down. Watch Avenue, $1,800 made. A couple of thirds at Kawartha Downs. No, we're not shutting him down. 2 very, very different scenarios. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. I know James wants what's best for the horse, and maybe he thinks he'll fill out and just be a monster next year. I don't think racing him a few times is gonna make him lose his monster status of 2020. So we'll race him at some point. I want to race him at Mohawk. We have some horses to race at Mohawk, but I want to race him at Mohawk. Hey, you watch it. I want to race him at Mohawk and see how he makes out. So that is the qualifying report. Kind of a long qualifying report. We had a couple of things to talk about. One other thing that we're going to be addressing in the coming weeks. I don't know the best way to do this. So when I go to the sale, obviously I like going to the sale. I try to buy some horses that are value based. I always talk about that. But at the end of the day, I don't ask for Addie, you're going to get tongue tie on. I don't ask for any payment for going, but at the same time, my expenses for going, gas in the car or meals or hotel, it has to be expensed out, right? And at the end of the day, I certainly don't want to gouge our clients, but I'm really gouging myself at this point. We sold all the horses for the most part. I own very few of them, yet I'm left paying for everything. So this goes without saying. I know everybody out there understands this, and I don't want to be Obviously, the lazy thing to do is put administration fees on purchasing the yearlings. I hate administration fees. You know how much I hate them, and I do not want to talk about them. But I don't know the best way to do it because, take for instance, Miss Meringue, right? Say Miss Meringue was purchased. 100 people purchased one share. You know what happens, right? People start trying to sell shares the next day. Now, the person that bought the share, that's the person that should be on the hook for their portion of the expenses of Miss Meringue for me being there. But that would never happen, would it? It just would be impossible. I don't want to charge a flat rate up front because if I buy 10 horses, right? If I buy 10 horses, it would be a lot of money. If I bought 3, that might be sufficient, but I don't know how many I'm buying. So this is what we're trying to figure out, is how am I going to recoup these costs? Yeah, Johnny will know. So I think, one way or another, it has to be taken care of. So I think I'm going to ask people. We have a lot of smart people out there, a lot of clients that understand how the stable operates, and a lot of clients that understand why I despise administration fees. And I think this is one of those times where I don't want to overcharge, but I can't possibly undercharge. I can't charge myself $1,400 to go to Delaware or go to Harrisburg or Lexington or wherever. All I'd like to have taken care of is the cost in my pocket, and I think that's fair. Considering what I do and how I do it, I think that's fair. And I don't think there's anybody out there that would deny that. So I'm asking everybody, and I know I'll get flooded with emails, what do you think is the best way to do this? Because I don't really know. Anyway, that's the qualifying report. We talked a little bit about our races last night, how proud I was of Spirit of Dio, how we need to do some work and figure out what happened with Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. If it's just as easy as Anthony drove him bad, well, I can nip that in the bud right now. I'll just never drive him again, if that's the case. Or just drive in a different manner. I'm perfectly fine with either route, but I don't think that was it. I think there was something else going on. I was very pleased with Beach Boutique. Totally Tactor, extremely impressed with Totally Tactor. And of course, not disappointed in Knockdown Dragout. Maybe disappointed in the year, but not disappointed in the filly. She did a lot and she tried to do more, but obviously there's something bubbling under the surface there. So that's it. A lot to talk about today with the qualifying report, but all of it was very, very important and pertinent to what's going on. I'm on my way right now with my wife to Delaware, Ohio to drive a whole bunch of horses out of the outside posts tomorrow. Gonna need a lot of luck.
The sun's in her face.
Oh, stop.
I can see it.
Oh my God. The sun's in her face. Heaven forbid. It's called vitamin D. Live with it.
Not through the window.
No, it's okay then. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon.